It is showtime in the big town. Hi, everybody. Fred Cunningham here with another exciting thrill-packed episode of Fred the Show. This is episode number 21. How about that? We made it through 21 episodes so far. Well, that's if we get through the next 30 minutes. Now, when it comes to booking these things, sometimes you can call somebody you know. Sometimes you get one suggested to you and you're happy to bring somebody on that way. Sometimes you have to talk to people to talk to somebody. My guest today, I had to talk to people to get in touch with her people, to get in touch with her. And Olivia Donnelly has agreed to spend a few moments with us here on the big show. And thanks for jumping into the digital studio with me today. We just did 4.5 hours, but I'll say good morning again.
Good morning to you. Thank you for having me. I was so honored when your people contacted my people to ask if I would consider. I thought, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. I'd love nothing more. So appreciate it.
We are paying way too many people, but we'll deal with that at a different time. I'm calling this episode BTS with Olivia, as in like kind of behind the scenes. I'm almost hoping, and this kind of gets me to something we both have talked about before. I'm sort of hoping when people see BTS, they might think that there was actually going to be something about a group of South Korean singers, because we both have members of our family who are big time addicted.
No, the horoscopes of some of the singers were devastated when one of them had to fulfill the military orders over there. Now he's out and they're back to making music. But yeah, totally. My sister is obsessed with BTS. And hey, I think they've got some hits.
Actually, they all had to go through it.
Oh, right.
Yeah, every one of them had to go through it. And I guess they were sort of staggered out.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to drop their next album in March, which I'm sure nobody will buy.
I'm sure, right? Have you ever watched when they do the little bits in the middle of the street? And was it James Corden? And they were moving people out. They were doing the Butter song. I mean, Dynamite is one of my tunes to listen to get you kind of pumped up for the gym. So I can't kind of blame your family nor mine. But yeah, my sister knows Jungkook's horoscope. I'm like, girl. I didn't know that you were that into it, but hey, we'll take it. Pretty cool.
Jungkook is the one that, so my wife and my daughter love it.
Okay.
And Jungkook is the one who I just, because, they're sort of a band and I sort of want to call them something like the Beatles. So I just call him, oh, that's John Paul.
There you go.
And so we've adopted the Jungkook for me is John Paul. And I was like, is John Paul okay with what they're doing? John Paul's fine.
They know who you're talking about.
Yeah, no problem there whatsoever. Have you ever watched? I watched their concert. I think it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
it was very, very entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely. They definitely know how to perform, and there's a reason why. Obviously, they have quite the attention that they do, and they've got some catchy tunes and a lot of the behind the scenes kind of BTS that you see with some of their episodes that they have on YouTube and such. They're easy. They're very likable people. It's easy to follow.
I've watched them, so anyway. All right, we've given them about 3 minutes of free publicity. Nothing wrong with that.
Love it.
Normally when you do a show like this, you have a format. You have a rundown. We have no format today.
Flying blind.
We are flying totally blind today. I'm going to bring up a couple of videos that we've enjoyed in the past week or so in a few minutes, so we can actually. That's one of the things that we end our each half hour with. We call them talkers.
Yep. Kickers.
It's something that we get to do that the nighttime newscasts really don't get to. They might get a brief moment, but we really get to, use our best silly.
Yeah, I think that's the funnest part about the morning show. Obviously, you're getting people woken up for the day, letting them know that the news they missed out on the day before, what to anticipate for the day ahead. And sometimes stories can be heavier. So it's nice that we get to kind of be together and show that all news is not bad news. There are some fun bits that we can kind of talk about. And me, you, and Dan are always hooting and hollering. And sometimes it's very hard to snap back into news after we've been giggling the way that we have.
Yes, exactly. And then suddenly we have to read like a serious, tease to a story that's coming up. Well, let's go ahead and jump into one right now. This one was big yesterday, and the key word is here: do not attempt yourself. This is the black bear roaming the streets of Gatlinburg, Tennessee recently.
I've said this before, I would pee my pants. If I was this close to a bear, absolutely not. But what we were talking about was this guy right here.
What?
Gets swatted away, rightfully so. Why are you trying to pet a bear? Like, hello? Have we not seen enough videos of how these go incredibly wrong, these videos? What are we doing? And
I don't know.
Looks like he was kind of shopping in the middle of a very busy space. I'm surprised he was out there. But look, he's like, get off me.
Okay, I want to let this run for a second because it's not so much this dumb guy, but look at, to the left of your screen, there's a family that's coming around the corner of this store. There's kind of an open air to it.
Oh my gosh.
And they got a little one. They're like walking right into this.
Have no idea.
You know, exactly like, oh, left turn.
We're going to go the other way. There's a bear.
They're going to jeté to Coolsville right there all of a sudden.
It's the same guy following him as the one who tries to touch him. Some people, you know, you can bring a horse to water. You can't make him drink it. They don't always.
I do remember the script from yesterday, and it said that when you're dealing with a bear, that you should, always give it an escape route.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned with my escape route.
Yeah, no kidding. So one of the things that we talk about all the time is having if you have bird feed out, because they love to get in the bird feed, or making sure that your trash bins are secure. If I've ever seen on social media that there are bears in the neighborhood, and it's far and few between, it's not very common in downtown Greenville, but it has happened.
Yeah.
Do you ever get nervous when you walk to your car in the morning because it's so dark?
It's not in the morning because I have a garage, so I'm lucky.
Okay,
but,
cool.
Especially this time of year, I'll take out the trash probably every other, maybe once, after dinner, before I go to bed, something like that. And it's black back there.
Right.
And I've got like a couple little trip lights, not cameras.
Yeah.
That'll pop on. I'm always just thinking I'm going to pop up and there's going to be something, enormous like this.
Right. Just sniffing you and wants to get a little bit of that trash that you're about to take out and put in the bin.
I know. I see some, I've seen raccoons back there.
Yeah.
I've seen some big ones, but nothing like that big. Although I have seen a deer in our neighborhood before.
Oh, fun. I have not seen a deer. I have seen tons of opossums, squirrels. The squirrels, they run that neighborhood. Let me tell you. They know a thing or two. But no deer, and fortunately, no bears.
All right. Let's try to stay out of that. Okay, we'll hold off on another video coming up in a couple of minutes. Let me go back to when we first started getting a chance to work together.
Yeah.
Because when you got here, did you immediately go? Were you working the 11 o'clock news?
Yeah, I came on as a nightside reporter January of 2021. And then I think it was October when I transitioned to traffic.
Yeah.
And that was when I came on to the morning. So that was quite the shift. But I've almost always predominantly been on mornings. So it was nice to be back. Obviously, the late nights, I just got into bad habits of not going to bed after the shift was over.
I can see that.
Versus this, you have to be a little bit more disciplined because you can't be going to bed at 10 o'clock, waking up at 2 in the morning. That would get real tiresome pretty quickly.
Because I had never met you, I don't think.
No.
Until you came, because, and were you working out of Greenville?
Yeah.
Okay.
We were out of Greenville. COVID restrictions were still kind of in place. So
that's right.
I had never gone to the corner lot where the Chase Bank now is when we moved across the street. I was out of the Greenville sales office by the Chick-fil-A on Lawrence Road. And it was me and my photographer, Cody King, every single day. We were two peas in a pod. We would meet together ahead of the editorial meeting at 2:30. And then it was just pretty much everyone who I knew. It was virtually through Zoom. I had not come into the station because there was a lot of protocols still in place with the pandemic. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So, I mean, you went to the 2:30 editorial meeting.
Yep.
I'm home for about an hour and a half by that time. That's just how
Different.
flipped the schedules are. Yeah, I mean, there's people who I never see.
Right.
Who work at the same TV station.
And I remember that and how different it was when I came onto the morning show, and it's just a whole new world. It's so different. I think the morale is so different because we wake up so early, and fortunately, I say this all the time, we are so lucky that all of our morning team is so pleasant to work with versus obviously people in other areas might not experience the same thing we do. We are so lucky to have the crew that we do.
Yeah.
And even with the night side, but night side, because it's more breaking news and because the news is coming in as the day is rolling on, it's just different. It's a little bit more fast paced.
Yeah.
The morning is a little bit more family unit-esque because of the way that just the newscast is, right? And catching people up, letting them know what's to come for the day. So I remember I got acclimated with the morning team real quick, and I was so excited coming here to work with you and Malachi every morning. Jimmy would pop in. It was such a time. I had the best time. So I loved it when I moved into traffic. And then eventually I got to be your co-anchor, and that was July of 2023.
I can't believe you can remember all these dates.
I can. I am so specific with dates and numbers. It's crazy. But I remember that. I was kind of vying for the position ahead of when Sabila had announced that she was going to be departing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, I would be so lucky to obviously be able to work alongside y'all. I just didn't think at that point the ball would be in my court. And then when obviously things kind of fell into place, I was like, oh my gosh, I just struck gold.
Yeah, that was a big payoff for us as well. So that's awesome. All right, you want to injure the viewers right now?
Sure.
Okay, let's physically injure them by letting them know our morning routines. And first of all, your wake up time is?
So different to you, I am 2:45. It takes me 4 minutes every single day to get to work. I wake up at 2:45. My feet are on the ground at 2:50. So I give myself a 5-minute buffer. I've always been this way. I literally get out of the bed. I go brush my teeth. I change from my pajamas into my sweatpants and my sweatshirt. I grab my lunch out of the fridge that I've pre-packed the night before. I always lay my clothes out. Do you lay your clothes out?
I do. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I lay out the entire week.
Oh, you do?
So I've got 5 suit, shirt, and tie combinations. I don't put the socks out until the day before.
Yeah.
You got to have some sanity.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I need to get better about doing the week ahead, but I just pre-plan the night before my outfit. So it's ready to go in the coat closet. And then I grab my stuff, I get in the car, and it literally takes me 4 minutes to get to work. I'm at work roughly 3:05, 3:06. Once I get to the station, the lunch goes in the fridge, breakfast, I guess. And then I sit down, I start to get ready, do hair and makeup, and then I do scripts. And at that point, I have probably 15, 20 minutes buffer to get mic'd up and then on the floor.
Yeah. So I get up at 1:40.
Yeah, you're well beyond me. When I wake up and I see messages from you, I'm like, oh my goodness. And I know you do it every day, but when I see it and I'm reminded, I just think, oh my goodness, he's been up for a while.
Yeah, and you can be at work in 4 minutes. It takes me about 24.
Right, so it's different with obviously the drive.
A little bit there, but I have to have breakfast. But I am just have this stupid sort of minutes thing. And if I get behind for any reason, I get so aggravated. It's like up at 1:40. I usually eat oatmeal every morning.
Okay.
And it's got to be done by a certain time. I want to give it about 4 minutes to cool off, but I better be eating it by 1:52.
Right.
And then I better be on my way to the shower at 2.
Okay.
And I want to be out the door at 2:30, but I feel good if it's 2:27.
Right. It's regimented.
Yeah.
And then if you're behind, so this week, I'm in Spartanburg, obviously, because of the holiday. And the director in Greenville is on vacation with her family. So I'm here in Spartanburg all week. So it's a 30-minute drive, 30 minutes to the T from my house in downtown Greenville to Spartanburg. If I am not in that car by 2:28, I'm already upset because I know I want to give myself that 2 minutes to park in the parking lot and be in this building at 3 o'clock. And I know obviously you get here well before. We're supposed to be here at 3:30. You're in here at 3 already cranking stuff out, which I obviously look up to, which is why I started to move kind of my time ahead in Greenville as well over the last probably year and a half, just getting to work earlier. But I get it. And people always ask, do you ever oversleep? And touch wood. I remember it happened when I did traffic one time. And I remember I showed up and you guys were like, oh my God, she's there. And I always tell people, they don't really the bosses, fortunately we have good management. It's hard for them to be mad when you're waking up at these hours that aren't typical, right? I've never been crucified for if that has happened, and it did happen here once. It was more of it was our past manager. She was more concerned for my safety because then you have to wonder, did she get into a car wreck? Why isn't she here or whatever like that? So that was all I woke up to was a couple calls. Just let me know you're okay. And I said, oh my goodness. It was actually when I was newer to traffic. So I just switched. So I wasn't used to the schedule. And I woke up at 4, I want to say it was 4:45. So that we're already in show and heart attack. I was like, oh my God. And I told her, I will be there as soon as I can. And I just rushed and got to work. And she was like, don't rush. We'll see you at 6 o'clock. You have plenty of time. So that was lovely.
I know what that's like, but I have not been late so far. Now I set 2 alarms.
Okay.
I set my phone.
Yep.
I don't give it a snooze option.
Right.
And I set that in 5 minutes before. I have an old school. It's a clock radio. It doesn't flip the time. It's not that old school.
Right.
But it's literally a clock radio. And what is on right now, if I push the wrong button, if I'm ever late or maybe get up and forget to turn it off, it goes to that an FM channel where there's no channels. You get that.
Static.
Oh my gosh.
It's like a white noise. That'd probably put me back to sleep.
It's horrific. I mean, it'll just.
Yeah.
Oh.
I get it. That is quite the experience when that did happen. Fortunately, it hasn't happened since. And now, obviously, because I'm in Greenville predominantly, I would only need a couple minutes to get to work should that happen.
Mm-hmm.
But and I will have to ask you. People always ask, with the wake up, is it super hard? But don't you think? I mean, even if we had to be at work at 9, waking up at 7 o'clock still stinks. Like anytime waking up definitely stinks. I'm just so more used to it now.
Yeah, I mean, however you kind of slide it. I mean, in other words, if you go to bed at 11 but still have to wake up, early, it's still no fun.
I get it.
That's for sure. Okay, let me get real quick before we go to a break. What's the weirdest thing that's happened to you trying to get to the TV station in the middle of the night to do the morning news?
Well, the opossum actually that morning. So I have a long driveway out the front of my house. And I live in a nice neighborhood. I know all my neighbors. I go walk freely. There's not like a safety concern. But when you hear the twigs crack and the trees ruffle and it's 3 a.m. and it's pitch black outside, you're like, well, what is that? Is that a bear? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And it was an opossum coming up to me, and obviously they're hard to see.
Yes.
And I let out a screech. I don't know how the neighbors didn't call 911, especially in the middle of the night, right? They're dead asleep. But I was so scared because I was like, oh my God. And then to see it was that, I was like, okay, I'm okay. But that was probably the weirdest. Also, the funny thing about downtown Greenville, where our station is, when I'm just waking up, you'll see a lot of the bar folk, the scene closing, those who are there after hours. And that is always comedic because they're ending their day. I'm starting mine. Hey, how are ya? Right. I look disheveled in my sweatpants. They're, had a rough night out, and that can be really entertaining sometimes. I can't lie.
Yeah, I've been one of those people who way a long time ago, I would have been that person, but it's been a long time. The weirdest one for me, and this is true, and our good friend, Christy Charles, who's our assistant news director.
Yeah.
This was the freakiest thing ever. So I said, I've got a garage door and it's an automatic opener. And somehow the cable on the opener jumped off its thing.
Oh.
And the garage door was stuck.
You can't leave.
Couldn't leave. Couldn't open it. Both cars we have are inside the garage. I physically can't open it.
So what did you do?
So it happened to be one morning that Christy had to come in the middle of the night to work on the morning show. Oh. And I knew she was coming in and I called her.
To pick you up?
And she lived, it was a big loop for her to come down and pick up her anchor.
She did it.
But she did. She came down and picked me up, and I think I walked into the station. It was about 5 after 4.
Okay.
And I can't remember if we went on it. I think maybe we went on back at 5 in those days.
So you had time?
I had time, but just like, you want to talk about excuses. So that was the crazy one. All right, we are going BTS behind the scenes of the morning show with Olivia here on Fred the Show, and we will have much more in just a moment. All right, back with Olivia now, and let's get to another one of our videos. And this is the video within the past week, and we actually had 2 versions of it that just, I'm so happy. This is my favorite story, I think, of 2025. We got to talk about the drunk raccoon. So in case you somehow missed it, a raccoon broke into an ABC liquor store in Virginia and sampled some of what it ransacked here to the point that they found the little guy right there passed out in the bathroom.
Drunk as a skunk, but he's a raccoon instead. And it looked like one of the bottles was Jameson. And, if you're not a drinker and that's your drink of choice, your first night out, the poor guy, you can imagine, he probably felt horrible the next day. Oh. Look at him.
I mean, just, first of all, the damage. And then I love the Virginia ABC people. Then they put out a list of raccoon-inspired cocktails.
Hilarious.
That you could try. But, I mean, I absolutely adore animal stories.
And you wouldn't believe it if there wasn't a video or photos to document this. You'd be like, who ransacked the ABC store? It was a raccoon.
I don't know.
And he got wasted. Poor baby.
I know. Hopefully he bounced back and better things are ahead for that one. I have to tell you that we do show a lot of these animal stories, and just, I don't know if I've ever even told you this or not. Animal stories, and Dan knows this very well because he's from Chicago.
Yeah.
Animal Stories is my tribute to a morning radio team I listened to like 40 years ago. It was Larry Lujak, and he was known as Uncle Lair, and he had a sidekick who was Little Tommy. They called him Little Snot-Nosed Tommy.
Uh-oh.
And they read at 10:45 every morning, they did animal stories, and they read things that came, they clipped out of the newspaper.
Right.
Again, this is late 70s or something like that, just weird things that happened. So that's my daily tribute.
I love it. And also, as we've preached, who doesn't want to watch a little animal story?
Right.
Who doesn't want to see the baby little pandas roaming around, acting like toddlers,
pandas.
falling off of things? It's funny, and it's a nice, refreshing video to bring to a morning newscast that sometimes can feel heavy. It's a good way to just kind of make things a little light. And there's always cute, fuzzy, cuddly little animals, even when they're little lions.
Yeah. The one thing I try to do with us in the morning show is that, a lot of times in TV, the best stuff never gets on the air.
That
During
is
the
truth.
commercial breaks.
The conversations in the commercial breaks. I say that all the time. Some of the funniest things, people usually ask, is so-and-so this funny, or is this real? Are you guys, Christine Scarpelli, half the time, I think, and I have to tell producers, do not come back to me after this live shot because I cannot contain the giggles and the stuff that she says during her live reports. She is hilarious. And I mean, our crew in the morning, we all get along so well that it's, we are typically giggling. This morning, you made a comment about the cookies for staying healthy at Christmas. And I got a text, I just heard you laughing behind Fred. And I'm like, you wouldn't believe the conversations we have. We're always laughing.
That's true. And Scarpelli's easy to laugh at. People ask me a lot, is she like that all the time? And
Sure
it's like,
is.
yes.
You see is what you get with her. She is a riot. And yeah, when we're on the zip trips and we're all hanging out, some of the stuff that comes out of her mouth, I'm like, if this was something that you no longer wanted to pursue, I would buy tickets to your comedy show without a second thought of a doubt. I would absolutely be there front and center because I find her so funny.
All right, so we're recording. Actually, I think it's 9 days to Christmas, but everyone's going to see this after Christmas. So this is your holiday programming for Christmas week heading into New Year's. So, how did you spend your holidays?
Went to Florida. That is where the fam is, in Central Florida. Went down. Fortunately, like yourself, got the week off. Super grateful to our management for that, for letting the two of us take off. And so I was explaining to you, I have 3 older sisters. All of them have their little hand in the pot in terms of who hosts what. Melanie, my oldest sister, does a big Christmas Eve. We do a white elephant gift exchange with the older adults, with my sisters and brother-in-laws. We pull names for the nieces and nephews because there's 10. Christmas Day, we will go to my middle sister Carrie's house for lunch. Mom is doing a ham, Carrie's doing a pot roast, and then I will provide whatever I'm assigned to, not the chef in the family. My husband is thankful for that. And then Christmas night, the youngest sister Jenny will host Christmas, just kind of show up in your pajamas. We veg on the couch. We all get together. We play games. Kind of, the kids bring their toys. They get together. It's a good time. We love it.
Exactly. So that'll be fun times. And then we're going to get ready for 2026.
And then are you working the week of New Year's?
I am working Monday, Tuesday. I'm off New Year's Eve day.
Okay.
I'm off New Year's Eve day.
Okay.
Then I'm off New Year's Day. Let's try this again. I am off the day of New Year's Eve. I'm off New Year's Day, and then I'll be back for the one day on that Friday.
Well, I'll see you in 2026 then, because I'll be there on that Friday as well.
Oh, awesome.
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, that'll be our first show.
Our first
of the
newscast,
year. Oh, that'll be
2026.
awesome.
So it's a day late. What does that mean?
That'll be cool.
And that is my anniversary here at Channel 7. So happy to wake up with you and spread the good joy to the fellow upstateians.
Would that be 5 years?
Western North
Did you say
Carolina?
you came in 21?
Yeah, 5 years.
5 years. Wow.
Yep.
Our first show, 2026.
I'm excited.
What to have a theme? Maybe we can get a band.
Well, and also that week, it's almost like senioritis, the last week of the year. But then after that, it's kind of like, all right, here we go. Big things to come in 2026, especially for the 7 News crew. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the summer that's going to be upon us. It sounds like, from what I'm seeing on the socials, is that 2026 numerically is the new enter of a 9 I don't really know, and don't quote me. But new beginnings are harsh and coming in, and it's going to be a fresh start. And I think people are ready to close 2025 and start off fresh. So I'm excited that at least that first Friday, we get to end it with a newscast together.
That'll be cool. That'll be great fun. And let's leave everybody with one public service reminder, because this will be after New Year's. Please be very, very responsible on New Year's. If you're going to go out, make sure you have a designated driver. Be very, very careful about what you're doing. Really kind of watch the fun, have fun, but don't wind up like drunk raccoon.
It's just not worth it. And honestly, I mean, there are so many ways to get around having to put yourself behind the wheel, especially if you're consuming any sort of substance at all on New Year's Eve. So just be careful so that we can all kick off 2026 on the right foot, not, in jail, hopefully all safe and sound at home, and not on the floor of a bathroom, sprawled out like the poor raccoon.
Let's not do that. Olivia, the time flew by. We have to do this more often.
We do.
We're actually, normally we do this show 30 miles apart, our newscast, and this is one of those rare weeks where we get to be, 8 feet away, 3 feet away.
We'll have to do some more because, this just felt like it was 5 minutes. I'm sad it has to go, but I'll be back. Promise.
Gee, we'll be back for sure. Olivia, thanks. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, and all that stuff.
Thank you. And you.
See you in 2026.
All right. Bye.
That is Fred the Show. We hope to see you more in 2026 right here on WSPA Plus.